Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Wales of Wall Street. Guys, IOTA, one of our favourite projects here in our portfolio as well. We are staking ours, as you know, via the Firefly wallet. Before we go into the chart, we will take a look at some top info bits and pieces before we do that. And also, probably one of the strangest things I've seen media-wise and whatnot for some time. It's just confusing, crazy, weird. We'll go into that for sure. Go and check out our other videos as well. Multitude of different projects. We're trying our best to catch up with all these videos in the lack of time that we have. But let's kick this off straight into it. First reminder, 35 days. I think this is 34 days now, actually, to be fair, remaining of IOTA staking. If you are not doing so via the Firefly wallet yet to obtain your Shimmer and Assembly tokens, do so before the time runs out. Still plenty of opportunity. If you don't know how to do it, go and check out our How to Stake IOTA video for these awesome tokens. So 3.5 billion Assembly has been rewarded already, and 880 trillion Shimmer tokens. Well, I have no idea how these are going to be affected by price and supply yet. I don't think anyone knows, actually. Keeping a firm eye on it. But yeah, for sure, those are crazy, staggering numbers, right? Very interested to see how this all develops through the smart contract layers for IOTA moving forward. So that bit out of the way. Next piece of information here. This is a very strange one, guys. So literally a few days ago, I'm trying to get my head around this. I think there's loads of mixed media out there. But in a nutshell, the ex-IOTA developer, so this person here, Ivan Shelgo, so Sergey, I'm just going to say Sergey, I'll probably absolutely messed that up. So Sergey has threatened foundation director with legal action over $8 million. Now, this $8 million, I believe, is not just cash value. This is actually to do with a number of tokens, i.e. 25 million IOTA tokens, which I'm assuming as part of the team would probably had a vesting period or indeed some form of allocation as the tokenomics created in the first place, right? So every crypto project you always see like tokenomics, and usually a percentage is given to the team and marketing and development, etc. So this is really interesting. A co-founder and former lead developer of IOTA, Sergey, has indeed trying to form a lawsuit over the foundation director David Sontibo. Now, what's interesting here, from what I remember and what I gathered, because I had to check like 3 times, because I'm pretty sure he has left some time ago, perhaps even back like early 2021. I remember seeing brief bits of information back then about that. But so this is very interesting. So Sergey has basically, I think, maybe left a couple years ago as well. And that's defined by this tweet here. So February the 2nd, 2020, right? So quite some time ago. It's actually 2 years ago. How crazy is that? I notified the IOTA community that I no longer work with David Sontibo and contacted my lawyers to get my 25 Ti, which is basically the equivalent of the IOTA token, but in a shorter value. He refuses to transfer the IOTAs to make me act for his own benefit and against mine. Pretty much got bombarded at the time by people going, what on earth are you doing, mate? Like, keep this business stuff like private. Is this market manipulation? It's going to damage IOTA. It's going to damage yourself for any future positions. He's kept it up. So very interesting to see that it's still up there. It's not really got much traction even after 2 years, to be honest. But I found this just really weird because I'm pretty sure, like I said, David Sontibo left a while back, and that was confirmed back here in 2020. David Sontibo, leaves the IOTA Foundation as a mixture of things, and it was indeed even, to be fair, I think backed by this blog here on IOTA suggesting around the team. So there's obviously some form of team issues. this, that, and the other. And it's quite convenient that he's messaged this on the February the 2nd, and then that following December, the leaving aspect of David. So this happened a while ago, but it's just bizarre that these strange articles now are coming out. Is it about timing? What's the reason for this? Because obviously we've got Firefly coming out, and you look at the roadmap of IOTA, it's quite concrete for the coming up months. Of course, constantly being updated, constantly being developed. The team itself is still intact. In fact, it's been growing. We've been following that quite recently. Quite a few additions to the team as the weeks have gone by. We know about Chrysalis doing very well last year, the adaptation of the Firefly wallet, the adaptations as well, the smart contracts, especially with Assembly and Shimmer being added to that in the coming months as well. Very excited about that, by the way. And some other things going on as well. So it's kind of like, well, why is this guy like coming out so publicly about this? Obviously he feels like he needs to. But yeah, very, very interesting. He refuses to transfer the IOTAs to me. It sounds like really childish, not very private. And, maybe this guy's just got fed up with waiting and thought, you know what, sod it, I'm going to just go out and about and get what I need to have said out there. Very strange behaviour and very strange situation. And I was like, well, it hasn't really affected the price or anything. We're in a bit of a market downtrend anyway across the board. But yeah, very, very strange. So we have here just a really weird topic. I don't know what you guys think about this. Let us know in the comments below. But yeah, nothing major seems to have happened since these kind of announcements a few days back. Not much coverage at all, which is probably winding him up even more. But interestingly, David here has fairly recently been retweeting stuff about IOTA and things anyway. So clearly, albeit not on the team roster, as it were, is obviously got some form of stake in this, I'm assuming, still as being a founder, but perhaps took a step back from that level that he was at IOTA previously. So very cool to see that he's still kind of interested and excited about things. I haven't seen anything since the February the 10th, which was literally 12 days ago. But yeah, it's just bizarre. But maybe it's calmed down a bit because that news coming out, he's perhaps distancing himself from social. Kind of understandable, really. But yeah, let us know what you think about this. Absolutely odd behaviour from people at these kind of levels. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, other than that, guys, like IOTA's pretty steady at the moment. Obviously had a bit of a dip the last couple of days. We're going to the chart right now, actually, just to swallow that bit of information up. Do smash that like button if you like what you hear and see. But let's take a look at this, because for me, IOTA is a top project. I would absolutely love to get lower prices if possible. Coming down to these lower regions, the lower spectrum of the more recent Fibonacci retracement levels that we put in a couple of videos ago. This is pretty much familiarizing ourselves around here on the 24th of January, and arguably just a couple of days before that, 22nd of January, very close to these lower lines. So this is where I've drawn the area up into this next top line, and that's where we get the different levels of what we're trying to achieve. So literally, look at this. This is crazy. So it's pretty much bang on. And this is a good indicator. I think actually, to be fair, it may have gone slightly lower than this mark here on the 24th. I think it just about dipped below. Good retracement back upwards for IOTA. So this is showing some good promise thus far. And it had tallied itself back up. Pretty much looks like 50% from here. It's probably not 50%. It's probably some random number. Just have a look quickly. Yeah, it's a good 8% uptake, but what I mean is like it's pretty much halved itself from yesterday's drop candle here. So very interesting to see. It didn't quite come down to other lower regions that we put in as a buy order area in previous videos, but I have put this new one in here. Reason being, yes, obviously we had the touchdown here, but I always do like to try and trim down if possible. So why have I put this here? Was a couple of reasons. I do still think we might have this slow downward trend. And that's not to say IOTA is a terrible project, but I think what's happening at the moment, the market uncertainty, the narratives around the world are just negative everywhere. But more importantly, data-wise, just looking at the RSIs here, so it's looking healthy, it's looking good buy positions. Like, I'd be happy to buy IOTA now and know that it's coming down probably a bit more anyway. But this MACD is showing the bearish trend, and it's widening, which to me would suggest that we're not fully finished here. I'm not expecting potentially like something big like this as an overselling area, but certainly something that's just gradually, slowly going to drop us down bit by bit. Hopefully not significantly, but this is something that is definitely going to drag around time, probably till the end of the month, where people can then get paid and then start injecting money. Probably want to take advantage of the remaining 30 odd days left of staking as well. So like I said, RSIs are looking good, but yeah, that's MACD switch over here on the 17th of February sort of confirmed what we were anticipating, really, that we were edging towards not really getting a bounce off, and thus the bear mode comes in. But the RSIs the last 24 hours have been a bit more positive, but I don't think that's the end of it for sure. And we still got these red markers here, which doesn't look good anyway from a trader's perspective or an investor's perspective, other than perhaps buying opportunities. But yeah, we have this like selling indicator here. For me, I'm actually more of in a buying mood for this one. But yeah, like I said, a couple of other things to expect with IOTA as well over the next couple of months. Of course, like I said, the staking is ending in 30 odd days. Many people may just pull those out. I'm not sure if staking continues or allows staking to continue onwards anyway, but you might see an influx of people taking the IOTA out of staking, potentially selling it on the exchange. We'll have to see, but for me, I'm going to be holding IOTA regardless, to be honest. All the partnerships we cover over the last year, absolutely incredible what they're doing with the European Commission and everything like that, and just generally the technology of Tangle through the DAG mechanism is absolutely mad. So yeah, very much at the moment floating around 74 cents. That's pretty good actually. Like I said, good recovery earlier today. If we can close over that 70 cents, which looks pretty likely now for here in the UK, at least 20 minutes to go as of recording, this is going to show maybe some good positivity, and we might just maybe see that this is a new support area for IOTA that might transition us into the month ahead of March and pull ourselves up a bit further to try and test these slightly higher regions around 77 cents again, which is something that we unfortunately broke yesterday. But again, looking at market data, I was following a lot of long leverages that were failing. I think some of that definitely dragged some of the rest of the market out, as well as, of course, all this crazy stuff going on, narratives around the world about battles and this, that, and the other. I was just like, just stop watching the news, follow the money. It's probably all about CBDCs anyway. Here we go. So that is pretty much with IOTA right now. Like I said, I'm just holding out. Like I said, wouldn't be too angry getting around these current areas, but I'm just holding out. Probably wait again for a bounce back to 70, but definitely want some of my bigger portion bags around this sort of 67 cents mark, 68 cents mark, and I will still continue to wait out just in case for a lower region, which arguably the reason I put that up there is not just to try and attack these lower regions from previous data here on the 20th of July last year. I don't think it will come down that low. But if we do break these barriers over the next couple of days, which is a possibility, we may just fluctuate down to these areas for one last turnaround in that aspect. But hopefully we have seen the last of the full drag down, because this is indeed a confirmation of a bounce back off the previous line here on the 24th. So it's going to be a bit of touch and go. Let's keep an eye on it. But they're my buy orders anyway for at least the short interim. Let us know what you're doing with IOTA in your portfolios. But pretty much going to wrap that up, guys. Like I said, do let us know in the comments below what you think about this crazy ex-developer. My goodness. Not really what IOTA needs right now, with the staking completion area coming up. And also more importantly, even more so, the crazy developments going on the roadmap to, in my opinion, take IOTA to a completely new level in 2022. Guys, we'll wrap that there. Thanks for watching. We'll indeed see you in the next IOTA video very soon. Take care. Bye bye.